Living alone after 60 isn't the hardest part. It's discovering the things no one ever warned you about. No one tells you how quiet the house can feel. No one tells you how one small problem can suddenly become a big one. And no one tells you that living alone can change the way you think, the way you spend your time, and even the way you see yourself. But here's the surprising part. Not all of these changes are bad. In fact, some of the greatest lessons, strongest confidence, and deepest peace many older adults ever experience come after they begin living alone. Today, we're talking about the 7 things they don't tell you about living alone after 60, and chances are, at least one of them will surprise you.
Let's begin with number 7. Silence feels different. When you're younger, silence often feels temporary. Someone comes home. The phone rings. Friends stop by. Life naturally fills the quiet. But after 60, especially if you're living alone, silence can become a regular part of everyday life. At first, it can feel uncomfortable. Some people turn on the television all day just to hear another voice. Others keep the radio playing in the background even when they're not really listening. Not because they care about what's on, but because complete silence can feel unfamiliar. The surprising thing is that over time, many older adults begin to experience silence differently. Instead of seeing it as loneliness, they begin seeing it as peace. They discover that quiet mornings can become their favorite part of the day. They enjoy drinking coffee without distractions, reading a book, working in the garden, watching birds outside the window, taking slow walks without feeling rushed. The silence hasn't changed. What changes is how they respond to it. There is an important difference between being alone and feeling lonely. Loneliness comes from feeling disconnected. Being alone simply means no one else is in the room. Many older adults eventually learn that solitude can become one of life's greatest gifts. Once they stop fearing the quiet, they begin hearing something they had forgotten, their own thoughts. Now let's move to number 6. Small problems become bigger. When you live with someone else, everyday challenges are often shared. One person carries the groceries. The other changes the light bulb. One drives to the pharmacy. The other cooks dinner. Without even realizing it, many couples divide life's responsibilities over decades. Then, one day, you're doing everything yourself. And suddenly, even small problems feel much larger. A leaking faucet becomes your responsibility. A heavy package at the front door becomes your responsibility. A doctor's appointment means arranging your own transportation. Even getting the flu feels different when there's no one nearby to bring you soup or check how you're feeling. None of these problems are impossible, but together they remind you that living alone requires planning. Many older adults become much better at preparing ahead. They keep emergency contacts easily available. They stock extra groceries before bad weather arrives. They organize medications carefully. They learn which neighbors they can call if they ever need help. These habits don't make someone weak. They make them wise. One of the biggest lessons living alone teaches is that preparation creates confidence. The more prepared you are, the less stressful everyday life becomes.
Now let's move to number 5. You become more independent than ever. This may sound surprising, but many older adults discover strengths they never knew they had after they begin living alone. At first, the responsibility can feel overwhelming. Every decision is yours. Every bill is yours to manage. Every repair, every appointment, every household task. There is no one else to remind you, no one else to make the decision. But something remarkable begins to happen. Little by little, confidence starts growing. You learn how to fix small problems around the house. You become better at managing your finances. You discover new hobbies. You become more organized because no one else is doing those things for you. Many people spend years believing they couldn't handle living alone. Then they do it, and they surprise themselves. That confidence carries over into other parts of life. You become less afraid of trying new things. You become more comfortable making decisions. You stop waiting for someone else's approval. Living alone doesn't simply teach independence. It reminds you that you've been stronger all along than you gave yourself credit for. Now let's move to number 4. Friendships become more important than family distance. One of the biggest surprises many older adults discover is that family love and daily companionship are not always the same thing. Children grow up, they build careers, they move to different cities, sometimes even different countries. They get married, they raise children of their own, and while they may love you deeply, they cannot always be there as often as either of you would like. For some older adults, this realization feels disappointing at first. They expected retirement to mean more family gatherings, more visits, and more time together. Sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. That's why friendships become so valuable. A good neighbor who checks in once a week, a walking partner, a friend from a community center or local club. These relationships can make an enormous difference. They provide conversation, laughter, support, and perhaps most importantly, they remind you that meaningful connections don't stop later in life. Many people think making friends is something you do when you're young, but some of the strongest friendships are built after 60 because they're based on shared experiences rather than convenience. Living alone becomes much easier when you know there are people nearby who genuinely care about you.
Now let's move to number 3. Your health becomes your greatest asset. When you're younger, it's easy to take your health for granted. You recover quickly, you have more energy, you assume your body will always cooperate. But living alone changes the way many older adults think about health. You begin to realize that good health isn't just about living longer, it's about staying independent. Every walk you take, every healthy meal you eat, every doctor's appointment you keep, every stretch and every exercise session becomes an investment in your freedom. Because mobility means independence. If you can comfortably climb stairs, carry groceries, prepare meals, and move around safely, you're able to continue living life on your own terms. Preventative care becomes more important than ever. Ignoring small health concerns can sometimes allow them to become much bigger problems later. Many older adults also discover that staying active helps more than just the body. Regular movement improves mood, it reduces stress, it helps you sleep better, it gives structure to your day. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's one of the greatest gifts you can give your future self. Now let's move to number 2. Your home starts working for you or against you. Many people spend decades collecting things. Extra furniture, decorations, boxes stored in closets, items they haven't used in years. But when you begin living alone, your home starts revealing whether it's helping you or making everyday life harder. A house filled with clutter requires more cleaning, more maintenance, more effort. Stairs that never seemed like a problem years ago may become more challenging. Poor lighting increases the risk of falls. Loose rugs become hazards instead of decorations. Many older adults discover that simplifying their home actually improves their quality of life. Clear walkways, brighter lighting, frequently used items within easy reach, grab bars where needed, less clutter, less stress. The goal isn't to make your home look empty. It's to make it support the life you want to live. A comfortable, safe, and manageable home allows you to remain independent longer while reducing unnecessary worry. Sometimes the smartest home improvement isn't adding something new. It's removing what no longer serves you.
And finally, we've reached number 1. Living alone can teach you unexpected happiness. This may be the biggest surprise of all. Many people fear living alone because they assume happiness depends on having someone else in the house. But countless older adults eventually discover something different. They begin enjoying their own company. They learn that happiness isn't always found in noise, busy schedules, or constant activity. Sometimes it's found in simple moments. Reading on the porch, watching the sunrise with a cup of coffee, cooking your favorite meal without rushing, listening to music you love, taking a walk simply because you feel like it. There's a quiet freedom that comes with designing your own days. You choose your routine. You choose how to spend your time. You learn more about yourself than you ever expected. Living alone also teaches resilience. Each challenge you overcome reminds you that you're capable. Each problem you solve builds confidence. Each peaceful day proves that independence can be deeply rewarding. That doesn't mean there won't be difficult days. Everyone experiences loneliness from time to time. Everyone misses people they love. But those moments don't define your entire life. Many older adults find that living alone becomes less about what they've lost and more about what they've gained. Greater confidence, greater freedom, greater appreciation for life's simple pleasures. Living alone doesn't mean living less. In many ways, it means learning to live more intentionally. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more retirement advice, life lessons, and healthy aging tips. And let me know in the comments, if you've ever lived alone after 60, what lesson surprised you the most? Or what advice would you give someone just beginning this new chapter of life?